Welcome to the podcast, where today we'll delve into the latest cybersecurity developments, highlighting Apple's recent actions to patch critical CocoaPods vulnerabilities affecting millions of apps, OpenAI's ChatGPT data exposure, Twilio's significant Authy breach, a critical OpenSSH server flaw, and multiple WordPress plugin vulnerabilities. Stay tuned for essential updates to protect your digital life. Apple has announced significant security updates, revealing that nearly every device was vulnerable to a CocoaPods supply chain attack for almost a decade. CocoaPods, a dependency manager for Swift and Objective-C projects, had critical flaws exposing millions of iOS and macOS apps. These issues have now been addressed with patches. The iOS 18 update introduces enhanced password management features for iPhones, reinforcing Apple's commitment to user data security. However, millions of Apple applications were at risk due to the long-standing issues in CocoaPods since 2014. This vulnerability could have led to severe supply chain attacks, compromising many apps across the ecosystem. Additionally, a flaw was discovered in the ChatGPT for Mac app, which stored user conversations in plain text, highlighting the need for robust encryption and secure data practices. iPhone users are urged to remain vigilant, especially after incidents of potential hacks from clicking on suspicious links. Apple is not only patching known vulnerabilities, but is also enhancing the security of core apps. For example, the Photos app in iOS 18 is getting significant security upgrades amidst its redesign. Apple encourages users to follow simple steps to enhance message security and protect against scams. Stay updated as we continue to monitor and report on these crucial security developments in the tech world. #Apple News, CocoaPods, Teen, Cybersecurity. Here's the revised version for consistency and simplicity. OpenAI update. The tech community is buzzing with significant updates and security concerns. Recently, OpenAI's ChatGPT app for macOS experienced a security vulnerability that exposed users' conversations in plain text, posing a risk of unauthorized access. Researcher Pedro Jose Pereira Vieto demonstrated this issue. OpenAI has since updated the app to encrypt stored conversations, enhancing privacy and data protection. Security experts are also discussing a major breach within OpenAI's internal systems in early 2023, where a hacker stole confidential information about AI technology, though no source code or customer data was accessed. This incident has raised concerns about the security of sensitive AI research. On a positive note, Orca Security has integrated OpenAI's latest technology to improve multilingual cloud asset searches. This integration aims to enhance the accuracy and response times for searches in over 50 languages, showing the versatile applications of OpenAI's technology in cybersecurity. Stay tuned for more updates as the story evolves. Twilio recently reported a significant security breach involving the Authy API, affecting both Android and iOS devices. This vulnerability allows exploitation through weak authentication, enabling data manipulation. Twilio has alerted users of its Authy service about a breach exposing phone numbers, which could lead to phishing attacks. The breach was due to an unauthenticated endpoint in the API, allowing hackers to verify millions of MFA phone numbers and significantly increasing the risk of smishing and SIM swapping attacks. Twilio has confirmed the leak of 33 million Authy user phone numbers. While user accounts remain uncompromised, the exposure presents a serious risk for text-based phishing attacks. The breach has been attributed to the group Shiny Hunters, also responsible for data leaks from Neiman Marcus and Truist Bank. Twilio urges all Authy users to update their applications immediately to address the exploited unauthenticated endpoint. The company also encourages users to stay vigilant against potential phishing scams resulting from this data exposure. For those seeking alternatives, Twilio has suggested switching to Apple's Passwords app. Users should act promptly to update their apps and remain cautious of any suspicious messages or activities. Next up, in OpenSSH news, we have some critical developments to discuss. A major security vulnerability, dubbed regression, has been discovered in the OpenSSH server by the security firm Qualys. This flaw poses a significant risk as it allows for unauthorized remote code execution, potentially granting attackers root access to affected systems. This vulnerability impacts OpenSSH servers on glibc-based Linux systems and could lead to severe consequences, including full device takeover by malicious actors. It's estimated that around 14 million servers could be susceptible to this attack, making it crucial for administrators to take immediate action. The flaw allows for remote, unauthenticated code execution, meaning attackers can exploit it without needing valid credentials, making it even more dangerous. Given the critical nature of this security issue, an urgent patch is needed to mitigate the risks. In light of this discovery, SUSE has issued an important security advisory update for OpenSSH, providing guidance on mitigating this vulnerability. Administrators are urged to review the root cause, understand the risks, and apply the necessary updates to protect their systems from potential exploitation. Stay tuned for more updates on this critical security flaw, and make sure to take prompt action to secure your servers from this newly uncovered threat. In recent WordPress news, several critical vulnerabilities have been identified that users and administrators should be aware of. 1. Icegram Email Subscribers plugin, vulnerable to a critical SQL injection, allowing network-based attacks. 2. PostGrid plugin, susceptible to cross-site scripting XSS attacks. 3. Ultimate Blocks plugin, contains an XSS vulnerability affecting the blocks handler component. 4. WP Code Lite plugin, has a persistent XSS vulnerability. 5. 10 Web Form Maker plugin, vulnerable to XSS attacks. 6. Heimer theme, contains multiple vulnerabilities, including cross-site request forgery, CSRF. Immediate updates are recommended. LA Studio Element Kit for Elementor plugin, allows unauthorized access. 8. Pay Plus Payment Gateway plugin, affected by a critical SQL injection vulnerability. 9. Foo Gallery plugin, vulnerable to cross-site scripting attacks. 10. Nested Pages plugin, susceptible to CSRF attacks via unknown data manipulation. 11. WP Feedstats Site Tweet plugin, has a problematic XSS vulnerability. 12. IMG Spider plugin, allows upload function exploitation for extended privileges. 13. Theme Ruby Foxes plugin, vulnerable to unauthorized access. 14. Biplob 88 Image Hover Effects plugin, allows for XSS attacks. In our upcoming discussions, we will explore user enumeration risks in WordPress and provide actionable insights on how to mitigate them to enhance security. Stay tuned for comprehensive coverage and practical advice. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Make sure to catch our next cybersecurity episode happening weekly, and stay safe out there.